Good morning, lads.
Hey,
Hi, this is the Double Cup of Joe show.
how are you?
We're good. Apparently, it was suggested we do a singing duet, but I said no. Sorry.
Oh, I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts. Dee-dee-dee-dee.
Diddly, diddly. But,
Here they are standing
oh
in a
no, they've
row.
turned Australian.
We have, what's interesting about that?
Not again.
Not again, not Australian. I went to church in Australia this weekend.
You went to Australia.
Yeah, I went to
Wow.
Perth, Australia, to church.
Mm.
It was amazing. Now everything was the same except for they talked like this. Yeah, over there. Well, that's a little bit more British, I think. Yes. Or whatever. Anyhow, how's it going, Joe?
It's good. It's good.
Good
How are you,
day.
Joe? Good day. Wait. I don't know if they have a word for Joe's. Is Joe's used the same way over there?
They call Joeys baby kangaroos. Joeys.
Yes. We are not kangaroos, though, in case anyone was
No,
confused.
no.
Anyway, welcome to the Double Cup of Joe show. I'm your host, Joe.
I'm your host, Joe.
And together we're here to have a wonderful morning with or without you. So if you're not here, we're still going to have a good morning. So it makes
Static
sense if you
says
don't think about it.
Static says we are kangaroos.
I didn't know we had pouches. Where's yours?
I've got pockets.
As you said, maybe those.
Eh,
Okay. I also have two pockets though. I mean, I'm a weird form of a
yeah,
kangaroo.
you mutated.
Oh
2
no!
pockets.
Oh no!
And when I wear cargo pants, I've got lots of pockets.
For carrying
Kind
cargo.
of a weird, freaky mutant.
Oh boy! But I suppose it's what we do. We're a little different on this show, if you couldn't tell. Maybe it's just me. You're right. You're right, Joe. It's just me.
It's
So,
just it's just you, Joe.
oh dang. Well, at least we've solved that problem. So it's just me on this show now. So I'm gonna keep going. I don't know. Joe stares
Well,
right into my soul.
you are hosting.
I am hosting. Oh, you guys know what that means, though. You got to get into a two-step, three-step.
Two-step. We're gonna do the two-step this morning. Yes, that's great.
The three-step routine, which you didn't know, it's just a simple morning process. Apparently, it's a simple morning process for some people. For me, it's a little bit harder. But it's a simple morning process where you go through 3 questions that you ask yourself to kind of get your head in the right direction for your morning. So, to kind of help you guys understand what we're doing, I'm going to be asking these questions to Joe, and then Joe is going to give us a really brilliant answer. Well, he's going to give us his answer.
I'm gonna try.
It's going to be awesome. So, step number 1 of these 3 steps is, what are you thankful for? Ask yourself that simple question, and I'm going to ask Joe that hopefully very simple question of what is he thankful for. Joe?
What am I thankful for? You know, actually, I'm thankful that there's a lot to be thankful for. It's trying to narrow it down. I'm thankful for eyebrows. I'm thankful for ear hair trimmers. I'm thankful for the rain again. And I'm thankful for the BSS community.
Oh. Nice.
And I'm thankful for my dashing good look.
Very good. Look at that face. Delicious. Anyway, so yeah, that's 4 things. See, you don't even have to just pick one.
You pick up a whole
That's
bunch.
yep. Just grab them all, throw them in there. Um, what the later steps make you narrow it down, but for the first couple, you can definitely just come up with a bunch.
For the 2-step.
For the 2-step, you can have as many as you want. For the 3-step, it's a little limited. So, um, anyway, hey, speaking of 2 steps, we're on to step number 2.
2.
Ooh.
See, Jeff's thankful for another day of opportunities.
Oh.
You realize opportunities surrounds you?
I'm surrounded.
Even during a pandemic, you are surrounded.
Oh no. You'll never take me alive. I mean, wait, what?
Ah, yeah. Ah.
You laugh, but there are some of you out there who are so well surrounded that that's kind of your attitude towards opportunity. Like, it's coming for you, and you're just like, no, I don't want it.
Stay away.
So, all right. Well, that's awesome, Jeff. So, good luck with another day of opportunity. And good luck with question number 2, which is, what are you looking forward to? Joe, what are you looking forward to?
Tomorrow.
Okay. Yes.
I'm looking forward
Nice.
to tomorrow because today's an inspections day.
Yep.
And after an inspections day, I usually get a BSS day.
Okay.
And so tomorrow will be a BSS day. Way looking forward to that because that's way more fun and way more meaningful than an inspections day.
Hmm. I like fun.
Hmm.
Oh, cool.
And I'm looking forward to knowing which of the 3DC projects we're going to attack first.
Me too.
Yeah. We have to figure out who's deciding that.
The person that we decided would decide it.
The decided upon decider.
Yep. All right, so that's step number 2. What are you looking forward to? We've got Jeff looking forward to knocking out some assignments. He's like, bah! And they're just out.
He's going to knock them out.
Little known fact. Jeff.
Mama said knock you out.
What? Whose mama said that?
You remember that song? Oh, must be you're too old.
Yeah, I was gonna say Joe.
LL Cool J. Yep, that's right. It's too early. Don't be saying stuff about how old I am yet.
Yeah, I just got up from my mid-morning nap.
I mean, it's 7:14. You gotta wait till at least 7:15.
Mm-hmm. I should bring out them young LL Cool J references.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's
Where are we going with this one?
I
I
have
don't know.
no idea. I'm gonna just stop it right there. So anyway, that's step
Are you
number 2.
having a case of the Mondays?
Yes. So that was step number 2. What are you looking forward to? We're gonna roll on to step number 3, and this is where I said it get limited. It got limited because you have to think of one thing that you can do today to move your life forward. And the reason we have you limit this step is because You put too many, you can kind of overwhelm yourself. Just start with one. Start your day with
One
one,
thing.
and if you finish that one, you can come up with another one later. It's great. So, one thing you can do today, move your life forward, Joe. Your way forward is.
My one thing that I'm going to do today is come up with a list of many things to do today.
Yep. Okay.
So far, I've got a list of about 80. That's how many houses I'll stop at today.
Oh, that's a lot of houses.
That's step number 1. A new 3-step routine. Step number 1, make a list.
Step number 2, check it twice.
Yeah, 2 times. Ooh. Step number 2 is twice. Oh, whoa. And we're not talking about the K-pop band. I know you were wondering. There's a K-pop. There's a K-pop band called Twice. Man,
I'm so old, Joe.
you are old.
I don't know. If it has pop in the title, it's probably not something I listen to. Kids these days.
Kids these days. K-pop. What's K stand for? Kids pop.
Oh boy.
You young whippersnappers. But actually, yeah, I am gonna put together a to-do list. But I have the inspections to do. I always feel like I'm cheating if I say today I'm gonna do inspections, because I don't feel like that really moves my life forward. It just kind of gets a bunch of stuff out of the way for making an income, so then I can focus on my purpose. And so the purposeful thing I'm going to do today is right here on this stream with you, doing this stream, and also doing Dope Muddle Monday with Ryan tonight. Those are the things that I feel actually contribute to my purpose. Inspections, I feel like, doesn't really contribute all that much. It just contributes to my income right now, which is helpful, because you got to buy food and stuff, pay your bills, and all that. It's important to be able to do that, and don't get me wrong, there are a lot of people who are out of work right now, and I'm very, very thankful that I have a way to go earn an income. However, I'd like to shift that. I want to be like Ryan when I grow up, because Ryan is full-time Black Static and Swerve. I want to be full-time Black Static and Swerve. One day I'm going to be, and you guys are going to be like the first to know, because we do this show every day. So as soon as it happens, I know there's going to be an announcement.
That'll be the thing that Joe is thankful for that day.
That's right. That's right. As soon as Kyle and Joe in the finance and accounting department crunch the numbers and be like, oh, hey, look, we can pay Joe A.
Oh, eh?
Yeah. Soon as that day happens, they're gonna be like, hey, keep your mouth shut, don't tell anybody. And then I'm gonna be like, right?
I'm telling everybody.
Luck with that. I'm gonna be excited. I'm gonna be like, man, you think I'm excited ball energy now? You just wait. I'm gonna be all over the place. I'm gonna be out there and over there. It's gonna be crazy.
It all starts with what you're doing today, which is on the list.
Taking a list, checking it twice.
Gonna find out who's naughty and nice.
Yes.
Remix of this classic Christmas carol. Anyway.
Yeah, Jeff, see? South Korean girl group formed by JYP Entertainment. They are the best-selling Korean girl group of all time.
Twice.
That's it. That's it. I figure, I mean, we've got Criminal Idol.
Hmm.
It's about groups like that.
Yes.
Eh, so like,
You assume I've done my research.
eh.
Good try, Joe. Good
Wait a
try.
minute, wait a minute, wait. You didn't do your research? What?
Hmm. I figure if anything, you learn that out from our Free for All Fridays.
Oh, yes. Yes. Good call, man. Good call.
Anyway, so that was our 3-step routine. What are you thankful for? What are you looking forward to? And what are you going to do today to move your life forward? Ask yourself those 3 very simple questions every morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time you feel like asking yourself them. And it's kind of going to get your day moving in the right direction. The reason we say morning is because generally that's when you start your day. If for some reason that's not when you start your day, do it when you start your day so that your entire day can have a kind of a positive and moving forward-esque outlook. Cool. I hope you get it because I don't get it. Just kidding. So anyway, that's going to move us on to our topic for today and kind of this week, which is going to be adjustments. We talked previously about this four-step thing now. So we went from 3 steps to 4. It's plan, do, check, and adjust.
Hmm.
And our planning stage was our purpose. Our doing stage was our action week, which was now 2 weeks ago. Last week was the checking yourself
Hmm.
stage, which means we're on to the final stage, which is the adjustments. This is where the rubber meets the road for the second time. First we did, then we figured out what we did wrong, and now we do it again. A little bit different.
We do what we did wrong again?
Yes.
Okay, good.
But this time we do it right.
Oh, we do the wrong thing right.
Yes, we do the thing that we did wrong, but we do it right.
Or
It's,
maybe closer to right than it was before. We try.
sometimes.
We try again and
Yeah.
again and again.
And again. Until we're going in the right direction.
Yes.
But as you can tell, one of us, specifically me, isn't up to date on this whole 4-step thingamajig. Joe read the book. But he went to the back of the book. He's got all of the answers. I didn't tell anyone out there who remembers that.
I don't know if there
Maybe
is a book.
maybe they don't. Maybe they don't do that anymore. But he has all the answers. So it's in the book of Joe. Trademark comes out on VHS in the near future.
VHS. What? Wow. VHS, that's from like when you were like 5.
Yes. Anyway, he's got the answers. If you don't want to watch the VHS, you can go right here on YouTube. He's gonna go ahead and kick us off right now. So, Joe, give us a little information on adjustments.
I haven't heard the term VHS in forever. Man. Well, anyway, yeah, so doing this adjustment, this last step, this like Joe was talking about, there's the plan, do, check, adjust process. And that's a way to cycle through, and constantly keep yourself on track as you're moving toward your goals. Now, we didn't really get into the planning step. We just kind of used the purpose, our purpose week as our plan, because there is a little bit of a difference, because your purpose is your vision for where you want to go. That's like your grand poobah thing of where we're going to go. Now, the planning step is actually making a concrete, you're putting together a strategy to get there, right? And so it's like, okay, I plan on doing, you put together your plan of action. Um, So you think about, what am I going to do in order to get there? So that's really the first step in the PDCA process. Now, purpose is a huge part of that because you always have to keep that in mind. Any plan you're making, like that, that's the thing that you're shooting for. So you always kind of have that in mind. And it's weird because sometimes you'll see people or companies make decisions that are really, really weird looking. And you're like, why in the heck would they make that decision? And it's because you might not be aware of what the founders or the owners, the board members' grand vision is, right? They may not be sharing all of what they feel like their purpose is as a company or as an individual, but they're making decisions based on that. But we don't always see what their purpose is. So their plans look really bizarre to us sometimes. So, but then a lot of times, once you start to understand their vision, now their plans start to make more sense. And so anytime you're making a plan, you have that in mind. Action, it's the same thing. What if you keep your eyes on your purpose?
Mm.
It's going to give you energy to do the action to move forward, because sometimes the action steps are not comfortable. Sometimes we have to do things that we don't want to do. They don't feel comfortable, they don't feel good. Sometimes we got to go through things that are painful, in order to get there. But as long as you have that purpose, that grand purpose that you're looking at in mind, the action steps become doable, they become a lot more easy, and you have a lot more energy to go through them. So after that was checking, and we talked about the potential dangers in there, because it was like, I'm going to be looking at myself, I'm going to be criticizing myself, I'm going to be pointing out all the things I just did wrong. I could really get demoralized here if I'm not careful. And that's another time, always have that purpose in mind, because it helps you say, all right, even though I might have done some things wrong here, with that still in mind, I can still get there if I make these adjustments. If I look at that, okay, I did this right, I did this wrong, I did this right, I did this wrong. And then, you can take all those steps and be like, all right, for the sake of my purpose, for the sake of my goals, I'm going to, make these adjustments. And, it gives you more courage to do that. So, really, every step along the way, you need to be looking at your purpose. And I want to start with that, because purpose is going to be your foundation to run through this whole four-step process of planning, of doing, of checking, and then making the adjustments. Because this step, the making adjustment step, you're looking back at all the things you just did wrong. You're taking the information you got from your check step and you're turning that into a new plan for your next try, right? I'm getting ready to do my next attempt, and I don't know why my purpose is right there. I keep looking there. That's where my purpose is.
That's the logo. So there you go.
That's the logo.
Yep. Kind of.
Ta-da. Perfect. Exactly
There
where
we
I
go.
wanted to be
Yep.
then. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yep. Double cup of Joe show. um, which actually is a part of my purpose. So that's cool. Um, but anyway, so as we're making these adjustments, what's happening is, like I just said, we're taking the data from our check step and we're making a new plan. So we're adjusting the things we did wrong. We're continuing the things we did right.
Hmm.
And maybe we're celebrating some accomplishments in there. They were saying, hey, I did this, I completed some stuff, I can move that off of my list and move on to the next thing. Because what happens, you're going to find, is it becomes like this never ending, you always have something to do. It's beautiful. You'd never have to be bored again. If you keep going through this process, if you have a purpose and a dream for where you want to go, and you keep running through this process, you never, ever have to experience boredom ever again. It's such a beautiful thing. I haven't been bored in years, and I'm only 19.
Mm.
That's a joke for those of you who didn't.
I'll laugh now because you've indicated that it's a joke.
Now that I told you it's a joke, you have permission.
We
You have
don't.
permission to laugh because I'm totally not actually 19.
we
You're
just don't
like,
have those
"Duh,
lights that say
Joe."
laugh now, so I just didn't know.
It's sad when you go, like they keep having newer age restricted items, like or there's some kind of there's a bunch of auto repair chemicals and stuff. You got to be of age to buy. There's all kinds of like
Google it.
compressed air, you have to,
Oh, yeah.
like you can't you got to be a certain age to buy all this stuff. And so but it's always crazy when you go up and you're buying something and it's an age restricted item and the person comes up and they look at you and they just like, nope, they don't even check your ID. And you're like, come on, please check my ID. Make me feel old. Because then you see, like on the screen, is the customer over 40? And they hit yes. And you're like, ah. They didn't even look. They just assume. That's always an interesting day. But so anyway, your purpose, what you want to accomplish, that's going to be the fuel for every one of these steps. That's going to keep you focused as you go through these steps. And this step, making the adjustments, takes a lot of courage because as you're taking all the things you did wrong and changing them up for the next plan, it can be a bit scary because now you're going to do something new. You're like, man, I got it wrong last time. What's stopping me from getting it wrong this next time? Right? And you might. But you know what? It's okay. Because as long as you're moving toward your purpose, it smooths out all that emotional you know mumbo jumbo that you can get caught up in. So as we move into this week and we go through the different aspects of the adjustment, making these adjustments and tweaking what you were doing, um, always keep in mind your purpose is what you're shooting at, and that's going to be, like the thing to always be revisiting and looking at as you're making every single one of these steps. So that's my beginning. Joe, what do you got?
Cool. Yeah, thanks, Joe. I think that's a great view of, hey, how did we get here?
Yeah.
how did how did we get from purpose to right now? And not just that's how our show went, but also how how are we here where we're at right now? Because when you start, you set out in a certain direction, and maybe right now isn't where you wanted to be, which is what Joe was kind of getting to. But one of the things I think we're going to talk about this week is kind of the level of adjustments that you're going to have to make, which we'll get into more. Sometimes it's just really simple. You really need to tweak a couple of things and you can get right back on track. Sometimes you need to make significant life adjustments. Like if I want to go from here to where I really want to be, I'm going to have to turn my life in a completely new direction. And so adjustments, we kind of use this idea today of steering a ship. Like you can either kind of turn it just a little bit, or you can just go hard in one direction. And sometimes you require one or the other. You have a lot coming up. You have an amazing kind of purpose set before you. It's important to keep going towards that purpose. It's important to recognize, hey, here's what I want. And maybe on your checking step, you recognize on one level that wasn't your purpose. And maybe your adjustment is finding a whole different purpose. that wasn't what my life was about. Like, you were following a path that you were like, can't keep going this way. Doesn't bring life. Doesn't bring joy. I need to find something else. Adjustments. This phase can either be, hey, we're following the path that we have, or it's time to do a new plan. And that's okay. Like that is the purpose of this step. The purpose of the check step was to say, all right, what how did it go? And then this step is where we go out and change it. So if you didn't notice this kind of plan, do, check, adjust, it almost be filtered down into two steps: planning and adjusting. You plan, you do, or planning and doing. You plan, then you do, then you look at your plan again and say, how did I do? And then you do again.
Mm-hmm.
And that just doesn't stop. Like Joe said, this is a continuous thing where you don't have to be bored again. And I know that Joe's kind of young, so he's you know easy for him to get bored, but he doesn't anymore because he's been planning and doing and checking and adjusting continuously for a few years. Back since high school.
Ow.
But that's what it is you, like, if you've ever sat in your room like, what do I do? Like, when you're following your purpose and following this kind of trajectory, you don't have to sit there and be like, I don't know what I gotta do today. Like, I know what I'm doing today. I'm doing this thing because it's part of what's coming next in my life. And what you find is, as you do those things, whoa, it's very fulfilling. It's very life giving. It doesn't feel like work. The burden is very light.
Mm.
Yes, you're doing things and you're working and expending energy, but you're going to do that anyway. If you've ever been bored, you know how tired you get when you're bored?
Mm-hmm.
It's exhausting to be bored.
It is.
It's
It's
like,
boring.
it is boring. The worst. So, if that's you, like, find something where you can use your energy and then have energy left over. It's crazy. If you don't use any of your energy, you're exhausted. But if you use some of your energy, you're like full of energy. It's weird. It's like we talked about in this show and some other shows. I think Don't Worry Wednesday they talk about a lot. You know, the same with the idea of like love. If you give love, you have more love. It's a really weird thing that doesn't make for us accountant types doesn't make any sense. You can't give stuff and have the same stuff. That's cheating. You're doing some really creative accounting there, but that's how love works. That's how this works. You use up some of your energy, and all of a sudden there's more of it. If you don't use any of it, it's just gone. So we're always kind of trying to steer and correct ourselves on this path because when you're doing the things that you know you should be and the things that you really find purpose in, you are going to have a level of uh, one, rest, but two, like, contentment in what you do. And that's a really weird thing to describe. And that's why I say, like, when you're looking at these adjustments, you're maneuvering back to, well, hey, I don't feel really joyful or contented about what I was doing. So when I started, like, yes, I was doing those things that made me feel like really content, really joyful about what I was doing. But now I really don't feel that anymore. The adjustment's kind of like, hey, it's kind of because you're off path. Like, let's get you back to where you're supposed to be. Because one of the things, like, I'm not going to tell you it's always going to be joyful. I'm, I'm going to be honest with you. There's going to be sometimes when work is work.
Mm.
But what you find in the back end is contentment. And that's where you get this rest and this energy. It's it's an entirely different thing, and it's a very hard, almost emotion to describe because it's just like peace. And what does that even mean? To each of us, it's a little bit different, but I think Joe might have a good way to explain it that I can't because he's young and full of peace. Yeah, I just awkwardly handed that back to you in the middle of the thought.
I'm full. This is my peaceful look.
Oh, look at it. Would you look
Yeah.
at it?
Well, that's, I love that concept, Joe, because it's true. Like when I find a lot of my solid foundation in my faith. I can't go very far from this. I mean, if we're talking about moving forward toward purpose, faith plays a lot in that. Like, I mean, we can talk about faith in God, which like that's where I place a lot of the roots of my life in my faith in God. But you also have to have faith that your purpose is possible. You have to have faith that you're put here for a reason. There's faith that, if I pursue this path, I'm going to be able to get somewhere, right? We like faith plays a huge role in all this. And sometimes seeing the fruits in other people's lives can increase our faith in what we're doing. Like for instance, looking at Taekwondo, I have faith that I can become a black belt. Why?
Hmm.
Because I see lots of black belts. And I know that not a single one of them got a shortcut on their way to their black belt. They went through the same amount of tests. Some of them went through more because they failed some of their tests, right? But they went through the same belt system that I'm going through. All the different colors, white, orange, yellow, camel, green, purple, blue, brown, red, you know, all the way to now. Now I'm beyond the red belt. I'm like in between. I'm a recommended black belt. So now my belt is half red and half black.
Oh,
So yes, so now and that means now I have to hold this for 6 months, and I've got a few midterm tests to do in that 6 months, and then in December I'll get to test for my black belt. But ever since I was a white belt, I didn't necessarily have faith that I was going to go through the whole system and become a black belt, but I did know it was possible
mm.
because I see all these kids way younger than me. Like it's crazy, when you go and you spar a 10-year-old black belt, and you're
Yes.
just like, he's doing all these crazy moves and he's like kicking you and punching you, and you're like, what the heck is going on? I'm scared of you right now. And when, and when a 13-year-old girl sidekicks you and flattens you onto the floor, grown man, and her parents come up to you later and they say, and we were always so scared about our daughter being out there, but we're not so scared anymore after seeing what she did to you.
Oof.
It's like, well, I'm glad I could help your confidence. That's why I did that.
Yeah. Yeah. Good sell, Joe. Good
I
sell.
could say, honestly, I could not say, yeah, I let her do that because it was way too obvious that I didn't. Like, she just got me. Boom. She's a really good martial artist. But at any rate, what was I even talking about? Now I'm on the floor.
Confidence you get from
Um,
watching people. Yeah, you get knocked out again by her. She hit you so hard she knocked thoughts out of your mind now.
I know, it's crazy. Um, but the contentment, we're talking about contentment.
Just laying on the floor with the stars.
uh, but having that purpose as you go through this, like Joe was talking about, sometimes things are going to be painful. Sometimes they're not going to be fun. Sometimes it's going to be hard and it's not going to feel joyful. But in the midst of that, you can be at peace, knowing that you're just on your journey. You are on your way there. This is just a step in the process. This is going to pass. Any type of painful situation, nothing lasts forever. You've heard me talk about the Peaks and Valleys book by Dr. Spencer Johnson. Then, like, one of the things that's inherent in there is that the valleys don't last, and neither do the peaks. Everything changes. We go. Nothing is static. Not even static P, because he's moving forward. But in that cycle, you can find contentment, and it's a beautiful thing. Beautiful, beautiful thing. So, anywho, as I have a question.
Yep.
Has the chat just been stopped for a while, or do I need to refresh that?
It would appear that the chat has stopped for a while.
Okay. Cool. I was just checking. Because sometimes it happens where I was like, static. Hey, there we go. Hey, welcome.
See, you just have to ask the chat, and they come out of the.
Nice. Hey guys, welcome.
Workings that we had.
Listening carefully. Oh.
Yes. Also, when Joe says static, he means non-moving. That's the definition of static.
And not static electricity.
Yep.
Which is shocking.
They're all doing their adjustments, apparently, according to Jeff. So
yes,
that's why you have them so enthralled.
Sometimes. They just like, wow, you fell on the floor on your back. Yeah. There's nothing. I encourage every single one of you to join some kind of martial arts. It's expensive, though.
It's expensive.
Unfortunately.
Guess who's sponsoring this one?
Unfortunately, but you should all experience getting kicked to the floor by a girl.
Okay. Well, Joe, we'll just have Joe A's martial arts class. That'll be one of the free for all Fridays. Get some space. We're doing free for all Friday. That was an interesting selling point.
Yeah,
you're not wrong.
I have a friend who's like, she had her kids in Taekwondo, and she's like, "Yeah, I just call it take my dough."
Take my dough. Oh, snatch your money.
Oh yes.
Oh boy.
Not as expensive as hockey, I don't think.
I don't know. Probably not.
There's a lot of equipment involved there.
And ice time is expensive. Generally, you can, from what I understand, you can practice your martial arts pretty much anywhere.
Yeah, right there. Just gotta watch out for the chair.
Oh, that darn
the dreaded chair. Kicking the chair.
Whereas generally in hockey, it's really hard to skate on rocks or grass.
Probably carpet.
Or carpet. For whatever reason, it just doesn't work as well.
Oh yes.
But that's my version of combat training. The chair has a brown belt.
Yeah.
Jeff knows.
So Joe, how are we unpacking this week? I don't think we ever even discussed this. So
yes,
you're gonna hear it now. I'm very
Very interested. Well, okay, so tomorrow is Tuesday. We take little steps. So tomorrow we're going to talk about the little adjustments that you can make. So today we kind of broad based covered everything so that you guys knew, hey, here's where we're at. Here's what the importance of the adjustments are. Tomorrow we're going to talk about, hey, what are some little tweaks that you can do to correct the ship?
Mm.
And then I think on Wednesday we can talk about the large uh, life changes that are going to happen. So like you look back and you go, whoa, I am not in the right place at all. What does it mean to like really radically change how you're doing life? And then and then on the fourth day, I think what we do is we kind of say, all right, take that this entire last 4 weeks and just go take this and do something with it.
Mm.
Like we've been
I
over
have to.
everything.
I'm writing these things down because I'm like,
Yep.
so we remember.
In case you don't know, almost every Monday we forget who's hosting the next day, so we have to go back and look. You didn't hear that from me though.
It's true.
So writing things down really important, especially as you get to be older like me. Um, Forget things. Joe is just now starting to experience that. I
I know. I know. Changed my
think.
life. So when I started writing things down,
Mhm. The
I have a
big.
pen.
And
Always
then
keep a pen nearby or pencil.
it makes you look intelligent. Just
Too.
have a writing utensil.
Blue blockers.
Um, Perfect. Very wise. Look at the wisdom of Joe over here. Yes.
Mm.
And then, of course, Friday is Free for All Friday. We have, which one do we want to do this week?
Friday we're doing. I can tell you.
We're going to go back to Rakka's because we skipped Rakka for a week so that we could do another one.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go back to Rakka. Rakka has a question on hands. How about we take some time to appreciate our hands? So that's what
Yes.
we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk about hands. We're gonna get really hands on this Friday,
Yeah.
so you don't want to miss it. Um, and we'll have a discussion on that. So if any of you thought that there was like any kind of topic we wouldn't like, it doesn't even have to be a question. Like it can just be a topic. Like
Hmm.
Raka didn't say like, "Hey, what are hands like?" or something. Like it was, let's just talk about the amazingness that are our hands. So that's Friday's topic.
It is.
So
You're gonna see us talk about hands for a while. That should be entertaining in itself.
Joe, I know this topic like the back of my hand.
Ha! Boom.
Oh, that's new. Um, anyway. Oh my goodness, we're a little different today.
What kind of day is this? A
Uh,
great one.
what day is it? Yes, it is definitely a great day. So, that's what we're gonna do this week. Hopefully you enjoy it. Hopefully you come back tomorrow, because I really like. I mean, come back all this week, but I really like the fact that we're gonna get into some specifics that we're gonna kind of help you through making these adjustments, and then especially on Thursday, because we can talk at you all the time. We
And we
can,
do.
yes, we do every day, Monday through Friday, at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Shameless plug. Um, we can talk all we want. You can see us floating heads here, you know, discuss the different ideas that we have. But until you start to use them, until you take what we say and really use it, it doesn't mean a whole lot. And as you can see, like Joe's talked about, I said it, this show's kind of part of our purpose. Your purpose can be fun. You
Mhm.
can do silly things like Joe just finished, and as I'm sure I will do in no time flat. It can be a lot of fun. It can be a lot of joy. We always seem to get to this point where we talk about, hey, there's going to be parts of your journey that aren't fun, but a lot of it's going to be very joyful. A
Mhm.
lot of it is going to be very joyful.
Well, and even the fun things, or even the non-fun things, can become fun when you put them in the perspective of this is going towards my goal.
Mhm.
This is shooting towards this thing that I'm looking for. Like, you know, and take that time to dream and figure out some of that stuff. I just put a whole bunch of pressure on the finance department this weekend because I found the BSS compound that I want to buy. Like it's this big, huge property, right? And I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be great." It's got like 7 cottages and a main house, and like it's this compound, right? And I was like, "We need to buy this," you know? And like we totally don't have the money to do it right yet. But it's like, hey, we should do this someday. Have like this whole area where we could have a retreat location and all that stuff. And so then the whole weekend after I did that, and I was like looking at that and thinking about it and how cool that would be, all the little tasks that I was doing all weekend because I was quarantined, and so I was like, well, got nothing better to do. I might as well work on
Mhm.
stuff. And so as I was working on everything, it took on a whole new dimension. Even the stuff that was tedious, even the stuff that was like, could be like a groaner. Because I had that foundation of the dream, it made it fun. So I'm
Mhm.
like, I'm just heading towards that. I'm heading towards this awesomeness. So it's cool.
Very cool. So yes, and finance is no, there's no future, future things. That's why we say, what are you looking forward to? Sometimes it's a little out there for now. That doesn't mean it won't happen. So we're looking forward to it.
Hmm.
And we're looking forward to seeing you again tomorrow on the Double Cup of Joe show. If you're not here tomorrow, at least come back tonight. Tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 13 hours from right now. We are gonna have Don't Muddle Monday, where Joe A is gonna return and I am going to be replaced by someone way more handsome than me.
You could never be replaced.
So I
The
won't
whole
be here.
screen looks different anyway. Like it's all different.
Gotcha. Background changes, but yes. So and then we'll have the static beat here for Don't Muddle Monday, where they're going to answer some of your questions um, with whatever you guys are facing. It's going to be awesome. It is every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
Mhm.
Plug. Um, so come back, hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell so that you know when that comes up, and you cannot be surprised, but you can enjoy it. So that's going to be amazing. Really looking forward to it. And that's all we have for today. If you have any kind of topics, again, go to bss.studio, share them in the Double Cup of Joe um, topic
Yeah,
list
look right here. That one.
where we want to hear your topics. We want to have a free for all every Friday for forever.
It will be. We'll just start inventing our own topics.
Yeah, and I don't know if you guys want to see that, but you don't. You never know. We could talk about crazy stuff like
Yeah.
eggs and all of
What's
their
for
good.
dinner? You
Yes.
thought it was just for breakfast.
Mm-mm.
For dinner,
But we don't want to spoil what could be coming in the future. So
bacon.
we could. We
The thing
actually.
that goes with everything.
Maybe. you've never really calculated your worth until you've calculated your annual salary in pounds of bacon.
Yes. Bacon goes with skydiving. Yep. Bacon goes with bungee jumping. Yep.
And on that note, we're gonna let you come up with the rest of the topics. So, you guys have a wonderful day. We are looking forward to seeing you again soon. Come back tomorrow, and we'll keep going on small adjustments. Have a
Yes, it's gonna be good.
great day. Bye bye.
Bye, guys.